Hey everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to make a nice creamy pasta with the base of it being parsnips, which is in the root vegetable family. It's very similar to a carrot, just a little bit sweeter. So basically anything you would use a carrot for, you can use a parsnip for. But in this pasta, it'll add a really nice sweetness with some chopped bacon for some saltiness. So first, peel your parsnip and then cut it into quarters, and then cut those quarters into thin, quarter-inch thick, bite-sized pieces. Set them aside. Then we're going to slice 2 onions and set them aside. Next, I'm going to use some parsley to make a parsley, pine nut, and Parmesan topping for the pasta. So pull off the leaves off of the parsley and then just give it a nice rough chop. And we'll set that aside to become a garnish. Next, we're going to take 6 slices of bacon and just cut them into what they're called lardons, just basically 1/2 inch wide bacon strips. Next, we're going to cook our sliced parsnips. So get a big pan, nice and hot. Throw your parsnips in. Cook them for about 10 minutes until they start to caramelize. Then add in your onions and cook them for another 5 minutes. At this point, the parsnips will be tender and the onions will be nice and soft. We're going to take about half of the parsnip and onions and set them aside to be tossed into the pasta. The other half, we're going to end up adding cream to the pan and turning it into a parsnip cream sauce. So I'm adding 1 cup of cream to half of the cooked parsnips and onions. We're basically going to bring that to a simmer, add some black pepper and some salt. And then we're going to add about 1/4 cup of Parmesan Romano into the cream sauce. Give it a little swirl, and then we'll turn the heat off. And this will end up getting blended to be the creamy base of our pasta. In the meantime, we are going to start boiling our pasta. I'm just using farfalle, and I'm making enough pasta to feed about 6 people, so I'm going to cook the entire box. With pasta, it's important to salt your water, probably about 1/4 cup of salt in this pot of water here, and add your pasta when the water is boiling, and immediately stir it to keep the noodles from sticking. So that'll boil for about 10 minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to cook down our bacon to become bacon bits. So in a medium hot pan, add your bacon and just keep stirring it until it's nice and crispy and the fat has rendered out. You can save the fat if you like to cook with it, like maybe for breakfast or something in the morning. But take your crispy bacon and put it in a container with some paper towel to keep the bacon nice and crispy. We're also going to toast our pine nuts for our pasta topping. So toast them in a dry pan until they start to get some color. And then I like to throw in my parsley. It just kind of helps give it another extra layer of flavor when it's toasted in a dry pan with the pine nuts. Then set that aside to cool. And we're going to blend our parsnips and our cream. If it's a little bit too thick, you can thin it out with some of either the pasta water that you're boiling or just some pasta from the sink. But you want it to be a nice smooth consistency. You don't want it to be a thick chunky puree. Next, we're going to assemble the final dish. So into a pan, let's add our reserved cooked off parsnip and onions. Then we're going to add our cooked and drained pasta right into the pan as well. Toss everything to combine it. Then we're going to pour over our parsnip Parmesan cream sauce. This is all easier to do in a pan, just you can stir everything together and mix it well and keep it nice and hot. Stir everything to combine it. Then we're going to add some more Parmesan to finish it off, probably about a 1/4 cup. Then lastly, we're going to add in our crispy bacon bits. And then we're ready to serve it up and garnish it. So on to our pasta. I'm going to go ahead and add our parsley and pine nuts and a good sprinkle of cheese. And that's it. Hope you enjoy.